All right. Hi. So, do you mind introducing yourself and introducing where are we? What are we doing here?
Sure. My name is TK Zellers, and I am the general manager of the Union Square Greenmarket, which is where we are. The Union Square Greenmarket is a producer-only farmers market in the heart of New York City, run by a nonprofit called Grow NYC. We run about 54 producer-only farmers markets in New York City. This is our flagship, and it is a beautiful Saturday morning.
Awesome. What kind of products do we typically see here?
Well, it's all local produce. We have just about anything you can think of that can be grown or produced in the Northeast. Fruit, vegetables, flowers, plants, baked goods, jams, jellies, pickles, horseradish. That's about it.
Beef.
Oh, meat. Oh my gosh, meat, dairy, eggs, liquid milk, cheese, any kind of cheese you could possibly want, lavender, all kinds of other stuff too.
Awesome.
When's it open?
This market is open 4 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Our 54 other markets are open 1 or 2 days a week each. We cover all the days of the week. Half of our markets are year-round, and half of our markets are seasonal, which open only during the growing season, which is July to November-ish.
And how'd this get started?
Greenmarket was started in 1976. We celebrated our 40th anniversary last year by a couple of city planners, Bob Lewis and Barry Benepe. It was started because they noticed two things. First, a lack of local produce and fresh produce available in the city for consumers. And at the same time, they noticed small and medium-sized farmers in the region losing their land or having to sell their land because they had no way to make money off of their produce. And so they started, the first market was actually over on 59th Street and I think 9th Avenue. And shortly thereafter started Union Square as a way to get those farmers into the city, give them a way to sell their produce directly to people, and give people, obviously, a way to get fresh, delicious produce.
A couple other things. I noticed that on Saturday, Monday and Wednesday and Thursday, is it?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, but sometimes they're different people, right?
Yes. So every day we have a different lineup of farmers. Our biggest days are Wednesday and Saturday, and that just happened organically, no pun intended. But yeah, we get a pretty wide variety every day. Saturday, certainly you see the widest and the most farmers, because the weekend we see a lot more people come out. But every day is slightly different.
Don't some of the restaurants, chefs come in here and buy too?
Yes. Restaurants, the restaurants, really the restaurant culture around Union Square has evolved alongside Union Square Greenmarket. And some restaurants have opened just so that they can shop here or because they had access to the awesome produce here. And certainly, we see a lot of folks on Wednesday, for instance. The chefs in the morning early are just rolling through here with their carts
Right.
all over the place. But
Famous New York chefs.
Yes, famous chef Stan Barber is one who we see frequently here, sometimes with his family as well, and plenty of other chefs whose names I unfortunately don't know, but I understand they are very famous.
What's the website?
Our website
The main one,
is www.grownyc.org, and Grow NYC is our parent organization that started all this.
And this is the Union Square, so they click on the Union Square.
Yep, and then find Greenmarket, find Union Square, and check us out.
What you're doing at the Union Square Farmers Market?
Well, I work for Chateau Renaissance, which is a winery in upstate New York in the Finger Lakes on Keuka Lake. The winemaker is French. His family has been in the wine business for hundreds of years, so he's very much into the way French people make wine. We come down to the Greenmarket every Saturday, and his specialty is champagne over there, and he does fruit wines, which are made without any grapes. You can see how unusual they are. We have rose petal, lavender, wild strawberry, and then runs the gamut of peach red raspberry, strawberry, and rhubarb.
How do you make a wine without any grapes?
Well, grapes are not what makes the wine, which is everybody's misconception. It's really the fermentation process, which consists of wild yeast, some sugar, which is the catalyst that ferments, and some water, and actually then the fruits or the grapes, and that's what does it.
Do you have a favorite wine?
It's not fair to ask me. It kind of changes all the time. I mean, we also do, I love our Pinot Noir. I think it's terrific. We do dry reds and dry whites.
Where are you permanently located? You have a permanent location?
Yeah, up in the Finger Lakes on Cuca Lake.
Do you have tours?
Yes. We're not signed up with tours, but we do give tours. We are in Hammondsport, which is the beginning of the lake, and so there's a picture, a hand-drawn picture of our winery, and the winemaker also designs all our labels, and they're very much in a Renaissance feeling. So Chateau Renaissance is a perfect name for it. And I wish he was here right now because he is very much a Renaissance man.
Is it a family farm, or how many people?
Yeah, it is a family business. It's owned by Patrice and Charmaine DeMay. They own it, they run it. Patrice does most of the work. He's very into what he does, and he likes it done the way he likes it done, and it all works out very well.
Is it aged in like oak barrels? Or
we do no oaking. France does not oak wines, so he does not do any oaking. Our wines are not aged. I mean, maybe they're 2 to 3 years old, but it's a small it's a small winery, so there's not enough space to actually keep it to age in. And we are probably the last of anyone able to use the word champagne in the United States. This is grandfathered in before the rules. Yeah, we're open 7 days a week. It's beautiful. We have 17 acres.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really special.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say to the listeners, the actual bottles of wine are so gorgeous. They're very thin. They're very appealing to the eye.
Patrice is very much into his bottles. He picks all the bottles. We have this heart bottle, which has pure wild strawberry wine in it. We have cream sherry in our Man in the Moon.
Shaped like a moon.
Man in the Moon bottle. Yeah.
Wow.
This is 18 years. This is 18 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And they got a cool one with frosty. It's a sangria, right?
It's a white sangria topped off with peach wine.
Wow, the sangria was cool. It's a cool bottle.
Yeah.
Triangle.
People, after they finish with the wine, they reuse the bottles and anything they can think of. So a lot of people use this as an olive oil bottle. Yeah.
That's great. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Moved out of SF 3 months ago, so just wanted to check 10 more like 10 to me it's 3 months. I wanted to check out what his life is like, and it's great. He lives in, where do you live?
Lower East Side.
Yes, so checking out the farmers market. I used to live in New York, so it's changed quite a bit since I lived in New York 5 years ago.
How has it changed?
I think it's cleaner. I don't know, I know, but that's my memory of New York. It's messy, all vibrant. And I think it still has that vibe.
No more mess, no more.
No, it still has a vibrancy, which is the part that I love the most about
Where do you
New
live
York.
in San Francisco?
I live in Hayes Valley in San Francisco.
Hayes Valley?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's very boutique-y, very fancy, expensive, cute neighborhood. San Francisco is awesome. There's so many interesting people with weird colors like mine.
So San Francisco is better than New York?
I think it's interesting and different. I wouldn't say it's better.
Why did you guys decide to go to the farmers market?
So I was actually on the way to this thing called Humans of New York.
No, I went to Bangkok.
Yeah, this is what I'm here for. I'm actually here to talk to random people and try to, get to know the people. And it's great that I can actually talk to people, and I feel like I'm actually getting to know about the city more by talking to people rather than just walking around.
Where are you from?
I'm from Germany originally. I lived in San Francisco for a while. And
So you're
we
both
went to
San
school
Francisco?
together.
Yeah.
We went to school together. And
In CMU, yeah. And
Many years
8
ago.
years ago, I don't know.
Where'd you go to school?
Pittsburgh, Carnegie Mellon.
Where'd you go to
I didn't love the city. I don't know. It's a cute little college town, and that's where I met most of my friends, international friends, and all of my best friends are from that school. So, and now they're all over the places, from San Francisco, New York,
Would
Germany.
You say Hayes Valley is one of the better places. So if people listening want to go to San Francisco, they should probably go to Hayes Valley.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's
Take-
the best
take the
neighborhood
22
to
train.
go to. Yes.
Take the 22 train tour.
22 bus, yes.
22 bus
Mhm.
tour. Every other stop on the 22 bus.
Yes, or take off at Van Ness, walk, yeah.
He knows.
He's lived a lot of places. Do you, since we're at the farmers market, do you mind telling me, do you have a favorite vendor, a favorite thing, anything stuck out?
I was amazed by the flower shops. I might actually buy something and give it to my friend Daniel.
Well,
for
thanks. So I need to care for a living thing then afterwards. Yeah, because that's great. Thanks.
Yes. That's my favorite thing so far, and just everything here.
Isn't the lavender amazing? I don't know if you walk by the lavender stand, but
Big
it
bunches of them.
smells.
Yes.
Yeah, and it smells
It's-
so aromatic.
I know. I might actually go back there. And I noticed how, compared to San Francisco farmers market, I was just telling him, it just feels more put together and it's more vibrant. I don't know what it is, but it's the best, one of the best farmers market.
Would you say it's busier, less busy, or just as busy as you expected?
It's just as busy, but I think
Getting
it's
busier.
yeah, it is getting busier. Yeah, but I think people are just happy and very calm, which is the part that I love most about it.
Not usually a classic descriptor for New
I know.
Yorkers. All right, well, it's a pleasure talking to you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
And enjoy your trip. Thank you. You got it. I promise I'm really friendly and it's zero pressure. Do you mind just introducing yourself and telling us what you're doing here?
I'm Paul, and this is my uncle Tim, and he's the founder of the farm right now, the runner of it and everything. And we make cheese from our dairy cows, and we got mozzarella, our own forms of different cheeses that people are used to knowing, like make a cute little name, Muda for Gouda, stuff like that. We got type of bries, some Middle Eastern even cheeses like halloumi and that. I'm gonna do a bunch of different stuff. We got kefir, buttermilk, regular milk, non-homogenized, cream on the top.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there a cheese that sells the best or like a favorite cheese?
Mozzarella. Everybody loves the mozzarella. It just comes and goes.
Do you have a favorite cheese? What do
I
you
love
guys think?
I love the mozzarella. I love it all though, to be honest. It's all good. It's delicious. It's got your sharpness and your least sharp. And you got your spread cheese. We got ricotta and farmer's cheese.
What makes your process different than like what the person would buy like at a big store? Like your hand. What's
Well,
makes
it's
the
a
handmade
it's
cheese?
it's well, for one of the main things we have is a farmstead cheese, so everything's made on the farm, and like the cows we take care of and everything, so everything's just based off of one location. And as far as the cheese making goes, he really knows all about that, but I don't think he wants to talk right now.
So it's a different process than the big corporations,
Yeah,
right?
it's a little bit different. It's different, right? Yeah, it's much different.
And you can taste the difference too, right?
Yeah, well,
of course.
I mean, of course, yeah. That's why you're gonna have your local taste different than craft or something,
So yeah, so it's a local farm. Is it a family farm?
Yep, it's third generation now. Going to third, yeah.
How long you been in the market?
What is this?
15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's changed?
With the farm itself, we've gotten more different types of cheese. Cheese has become more complicated with the amounts we have. And it takes years. Some of them take years to cure in that. So in order to sell it, it's going to take a couple years in that. But so some of them are still stocked up. They're aging right now, and that on the farm, it's really nothing. Cows get treated well every day.
Yeah, so it's getting a little bit busy, so I'll just wrap it up. But the thing is, can people go to your farm and buy the cheese, or where do they go to buy the cheese? Because you're not here all the time.
No, they can't actually. We don't sell directly off the farm, but there is this new website being created, but they're not like completely on the run yet, which we'll deliver to within like 250 miles of the farm.
Do you sell it in New York in the stores?
Yeah, we have them in a bunch of different stores, like Peck's supermarkets and that. Where else? There's Penning's Orchard in Warwick, which is in Orange County. There's a couple stores in Orange County that get it. A lot of places in Sullivan County that get it. And
so really boutique cheese. What's your Facebook page? You said?
Tonjes Farm Dairy.
How do you spell that?
TONJES Farm Dairy. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Great.
So can you deliver? Can you deliver to people if they want to order?
Well, it depends on if somebody's getting a large order, then we'll deliver.
They have a little store or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Even restaurants can order if they want, if they're within a reasonable radius and we can get to them with our deliveries and that, then we'll do it.
Right. That's great. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Do you mind introducing yourself and, what you're selling here, who you are?
Okay, my name is Martin.
Okay.
Europa, EUROPA. And what we sell in here is apples, baked goods, pies, as you can see. Well, we have two places. One is 120 acres of fruit. Then the other one is 60, the other one is organic. We have apples, pears, peaches, and plums. Yep.
And what's the most important thing to growing apples?
What's the most important thing to grow apples?
Yeah, what's the most important part?
The weather.
Really?
We depend on that, of the weather.
I feel like weather's been changing a lot. Like, how's that affected growing?
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because last year we lost the apple crop because we have frost late in the season, so we lost most of the crop. Yep.
Wow, that must have been really hard.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been at this market? How long have you
Well,
been
myself been here for 20 years, but the owner, she been here since, I will say, 35 years.
And what's changed?
The business-wise, we don't do the same business that we used to do 15 years ago.
Do you guys offer new products, different products? How's the business changed?
Basically, we offer the same products that we used to sell before, but as you know, there's a lot of competition now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
New York, not a lot of people associate New York with the apples, but New York was actually known for its apples. That's why they call it the Big Apple, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the place to get the apples.
You got it. But like I said, we depend a lot of the weather.
Right.
Yeah.
That's been changing.
A lot. Yeah.
What's your most popular product? Is it the apple cider?
The apple cider and also the donuts. Apple cider donuts. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a webpage?
Yeah.
Hudson Valley Hard Cider? Is it the name of the company or is it just Hudson Valley?
Breezy Hill Orchard.
Breezy Hill Orchard.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's Breezy Hill Orchard.
It's BREEZY.
You got it.
HILL.
You got it.
Orchard. ORCHARD. So they could find it if they do the website.
They can find it there, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they could order. Can you order this stuff online? Like you got some of the hard cider and stuff like that. Can you order that online?
You can order that online, but you have to pick it up in here. We cannot deliver or ship it. It's Stone Ridge Orchard, but I don't know the number or the address in there. But if you Google on Breezy Hill Orchard page, then you will find it too.
Go in there. Do you have like apple pies and stuff like that also?
Yep. Yeah, and everything is made from scratch. Yep.
Thank you so much for chatting with us.
thing we do one thing well. We sell beer. From the Ground Brewery is the name of the company. And we sell different ales and different stouts. So we sell, we also have seasonal beers. So ones that are only out during times when the actual fruit is well enough for us to actually make the beer.
What makes your beer special?
I would say it's the fact that we get our fruits and our different ingredients to make the beer from farmers markets. So we get them from farmers markets we locally source. We're in upstate New York, so it all kind of works out.
Where are you guys in upstate New York?
Hawthorne Valley.
Cool. So do you have a favorite beer here, or?
My favorites are, I love the chocolate stout for meal purposes. If you're going to do a meal.
Chocolate beer?
Yeah, it's got like a nice little chocolate hint to it.
I guess,
Yeah.
How do you make that?
I have no idea how they make that one. I have no idea how they do any of the beer. I'm never there. I'm just the spokesperson today. But being that I'm the spokesperson, I can definitely vouch for this beer. I've had it a couple of times with a good meal. It's also good if you are doing a chocolate cake and you want to add a little bit of richness to your cake. That stout is a perfect stout for that. My other favorite is this red. This red is spot on. It's nice and sweet. It's not too overpowering, and it's good for any time.
What's in the red?
The red is it's like a cherry and about a bit of cherry, a little apple. So our reds are made of more of the, which is gonna sound really weird, more of the red fruits. But this one's really, really good. I think I've had this one on just a regular day when you just want a beer, or if you want something nice to add to your dinner. Not really a dinner beer, but this is more like a date beer. If you want a cool, nice date, this is the beer you do. Because these are our two top sellers, our pale and our red. And our black's new.
How many people, so I know you're not explicitly part of the brewing process, but how many people are, involved in the brewery? How big is it?
I don't know. I know the owner of the company. I know Jake does a lot of the brewing himself, but I'm not too sure about if there's any other people involved.
Where is it located again?
Hawthorne Valley.
Awesome.
Right upstate New York.
And why a farmer's market? I feel like that's not the most common place to see beer.
I think that's why. I think that kind of is the whole encompassing reason is that we locally source from farmers markets and we make them fresh with farmers ingredients. So why not come back to the place that you get the ingredients from? And it's just a good face on beer. I say there's always a bad face on beer. It's a good face on beer.
And what's your typical customer look like?
They range. They vary. There's beer people are different. Beer people are you never know. Someone would walk by and they're wearing a novelty tee and they're like, hey, how's your IPA? And you're like, beer? So you never really know who's the beer people. I've had quite a few different customers today.
Okay, absolutely.
Website?
Yes, they do. It is fromthegroundbrewery.com, I believe.
Awesome. And are you guys anywhere else on the internet? Facebook, Instagram?
I know we are on Instagram. I definitely
From the Ground, FROMTHEGROUNDBREWY.
That's correct. From the Ground Brewery.
It was a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks.
Hello, this is Tom Howell. I was thinking, Walt Disney didn't animate any seabirds, but if he did, he surely would have chosen the blue-footed booby of the Galapagos, a comical little bird of 32 inches with yellow eyes, a white breast, black wings, and spectacular pastel blue webbed feet. But habitat loss and egg collecting now threatened the booby. So, 12-year-old Will and his teacher, Mr. Bannister, started selling blue socks as a way to help. I'm talking about the Blue Feet Foundation. If you too would like to help the booby feel good about yourself and make a fashion statement all at the same time, go to bluefeetfoundation.com. That's bluefeetfoundation.com. which you can also see on Instagram at thebluefeetfoundation.com, and take a look at some of those blue socks. The socks are about $12.50. You're listening to the UnCommonCore podcast, episode 16, The Greenmarket. Links and information on the farmers and vendors featured here or in any of our episodes can be found on our blog at www.uncommoncorepodcast.com or www.uccpodcast.com. For advertising, go to www.advertisecast.com/1306. That's advertisecast.com/1306. Think 13 6-year-olds. You'll also find us on Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. And so, without further ado, here's more from the New York City Greenmarket.
Do you mind telling us your name and what you're selling here and who you guys are?
My name is Maria. We are selling fresh poultry with Quattro's Farm. It's located upstate New York.
Where in upstate New York?
Poughkeepsie.
Awesome.
Or just outside of Poughkeepsie.
So what kind of poultry do you sell?
Chickens, turkeys, ducks, pheasants, geese.
And are you like part of the process?
Not anymore. It's my dad, my grandma, my dad's business.
Yeah.
But I live here now, but I grew up there. I go back home when I have time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
what differentiates your guys' products from something I could just find in a supermarket?
well, obvious things like it's fresh, small scale.
Pheasant is pretty hard to find. Pheasant and goose.
Yeah, I think we're the only ones that raise. Well, I mean, we raise them. We hatch the pheasants. We're hatching, I don't know, a couple thousand right now. So we get them from ourselves.
Pheasants, are they hard to raise?
Yeah, they're really annoying. They're like.
They're big, beautiful birds.
They're small. They're like smaller than chickens.
Oh, okay,
like
so
maybe.
I'm thinking of a wild pheasant.
Well, I mean, they are essentially wild, but I don't have any today. But they're usually the biggest they'll get is like maybe 4 pounds, and that's huge. Because they're lean, they're game birds. But the geese we don't hatch, but we get them day old, like from a local hatchery. And they're also really hard to raise, but they're rare. Like not many people raise them.
Who buys the geese and the pheasants and the ducks? Restaurants or just regular people? Or?
We have some restaurants, but we don't have enough to supply consistently for restaurants because we have a store, and we supply ourselves and then we supply here.
Okay.
So we have like just enough for our people here. Like for Christmas, we have several hundred customers. So it's not.
It's kind of exotic, pheasant and goose.
I mean, pheasants we would sell to the restaurant. We have 15,000 pheasants, but chefs are scared to buy them.
Why are they scared to buy them?
Because they don't know how to deal with the meat. Maybe it's different. I mean, there are definitely chefs that can cook them, but also like a lot of people are scared to eat them. So it's like a hard thing to commit to.
Why are people scared to eat them?
Because it's rare. Like you don't eat pheasant. Like you're not gonna go to a restaurant and spend like $30 on pheasant when you don't even know if you like it.
I mean, I guess I'm asking because I feel like I see people eat all this stuff on Nat Geo, so I'm like,
well, that's just a TV show. And also, once people see stuff on TV, like then they'll eat and try it, but you don't usually see, I feel like, pheasant isn't really often written up either. If like the Times wrote it up, maybe then people would eat it.
Yeah.
But they haven't written it up yet, so we have yet to be popular with that.
It's an natural American bird, right? It's a game bird.
Yeah, there's a lot of customers that are visiting from Midwest, and they hunt them and eat them all the time.
Yeah.
So they're just like, oh my God, but like New Yorkers don't
love it.
really eat it.
Do you like pheasant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Definitely. What's the hardest part about raising them? Or geese? Or
keeping them from predators, keeping them healthy.
Yeah, they have a personality, the geese, right?
Yeah, they're pretty friendly.
Yeah.
But we had one year where I think like a coyote or something got in the area and like killed like 60 of them in a night. So my dad was just like, great, like what do we do, So that's like tough.
That's really tough, man.
Do you have a website or something like that?
No, we are too old school. I have a card.
Do you have a permanent location apart from the...
Yeah, we have a store in upstate New York.
Where's your store?
So it's in right near Millbrook, New York.
Okay.
It's right off the Taconic.
And what are you guys called?
Quattros.
Quattros, okay.
That's QUATTRO''S. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you guys.
All right, ask me a little bit about what you're doing here and what you're selling. Are we? Yeah. Okay. So do you mind telling me who you are and what you're selling today?
Okay. Well, we're the Wood Homestead. My name's Laura, and we're selling maple products and eggs, pretty much.
And how long have you been selling at the farmers market?
Oh, let's see. My husband was coming down in the middle of the 80s, and then I met him shortly after that, so I've been, mid-80s.
So it's definitely a family business.
It's a family business. Everybody gets involved, even when the kids are little.
Wait, talk to me about that. So what does it look like to, make maple syrup, to make maple products?
Well, we tap the trees, right? You put a little spile in the tree, and then the sap comes out, and then you collect the sap, and then you go and you boil it up, and then you filter it in case like any bugs or leaves or something had gone in there, and then you bottle it up.
And do you guys have your own farm or own area?
We have our own farm, and we have our own sap house and a maple kitchen where we bottle it. Yeah, and then we have the barn where we have all the chickens for the eggs.
Absolutely. So what really differentiates your guys' products from things I could see in a grocery store? If I'm walking in, buying maple syrup, what makes your product really special?
Well, it's good to know the farmer and where everything's coming from. And then for our eggs, right, they're free range, so they're not in cages. They go outside during the day. So they eat bugs and worms like they're supposed to and run around in the grass and the sunshine. And then they come out inside at night to roost and then lay their eggs in the morning. So it makes a nice yellow yolk, and it's much healthier for you.
I have a quick question about the maple. Because the maples, what are your prices on the maple syrup? You got $7.50 for a little jug. It's in a little jug, plastic jug.
It's a half pint.
It's $9.50 for
12 ounces.
12 ounces, and then what's the jar over there? Is that honey? Is that maple also?
These are all maple.
The ball jar.
Yeah, these are all maple. $12.50 for a pint, whether you have it in the plastic container or the glass. Some people only like glass, And
Why is that?
Well, they don't like to use plastic. Glass is more environmentally friendly. And then, like, I just had a lady bring back one so that we can sterilize it and reuse it. But most of the time, people like to use the bottles themselves. They can reuse. It's a mason jar. So they're reusable.
And your maple is from upstate New York?
Upstate New York. We're located in the Catskill Mountains. Yep.
What distinguishes the different maples from the different parts of the country? Because I know that some people are really into it, and they know the different flavors of different regions and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you have different soils, right? Different methods of producing it. Like if we use it on a wood fired, then you have other people who put it through reverse osmosis, and then they can put it in propane. That wood fire really gives it a good flavor.
That's what you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know that people that are really into it, they know that there's all these different kinds and all these different prices and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have this available on the internet?
No, we only sell it down here at the farmers market.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, we have Saturdays at Union Square here, and also Grand Army in Brooklyn on Saturdays as well.
What about during the week? Not during the week?
Not during the week. I'm a teacher.
So do you have a little booth or something in your hometown if they came to visit your plantation? Nope. You just say, go home?
Well, no. I mean, my brother-in-law is next door. He has a place you could buy it, but we don't.
You don't sell it in stores?
We don't sell it in stores, just the farmer's market.
Okay.
And what's your best-selling maple product?
Well, we have maple syrup, goes very well, and then during the summer we have mint tea, and that's a big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for coming with us.
You're welcome.
And good luck teaching.
All right. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay.
I have to ask. I'm curious. What is maple cream?
Now that would have been the thing to ask.
Yeah,
I know. I'm going to ask you. So I think most people know what maple syrup is, but what's maple cream? It comes in a jar that looks like hair product, so I'm curious.
Yeah, okay. So maple cream is pure maple. What we do is we take it and we boil it up to a higher temperature so that more of the moisture will evaporate out. And then we cool it again to a certain temperature and then stir it, and it will cream up.
Okay.
And then it's just spreadable, so you
Put
can
on your face?
No, it's edible.
Oh,
it's
you eat it.
pure maple. It's pure maple. You can put it like you would spread peanut butter type
Right,
of thing.
okay.
So it's spreadable in that same way. You could put it on English muffins or donuts. You know, you could put it on your French toast too.
Through the web or email address or something?
Right here.
He's really pushing it.
Well, because people are listening, they might find it interesting. They want to get some because it is kind of cool.
Is this a product you guys like pushed into market? I've literally never seen this before. That's why I'm
Oh no,
curious.
it's common. It's
Oh.
very common. It's been made for many years.
Man, I'm not American. It's upsetting. Wow. Okay. Well,
No, we have maple cotton candy. That's good too. Yeah.
Okay.
all right.
Popcorn, maple lollipops.
Great.
Pure maple candy.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Take care. So, what are you guys selling?
We do grass-fed and finished beef, and pasture-raised pork and chicken that are soy-free, organic-fed. So I'm not sure if you're aware or your listeners are aware, but soy is a natural estrogen booster. It's been linked to certain kinds of cancer. So for a female, it's a big deal. You really want to keep it out of your diet in its raw form. You know, fermented soy is fine. We always like to say it took the Chinese thousands of years to figure out how to eat it. Why would we feed it raw to our cattle or our pigs or, our chickens?
Absolutely.
Everything we do is animal welfare approved, which is the strictest label there is. They're completely independently funded. So the beauty of that is, unlike organic, where they want to certify you because it's a business and they get part of your earnings and a fee, AWA is just, yes, you meet our super strict standards, you're doing a good job, and we pass you. And you get audited annually, which is great because they keep tabs on you and make sure that you're performing that super high standard.
Why is that standard important to you?
Well, for us, we weren't farmers all of our lives. We just started farming 12 years ago. And we like to say with confidence that it's your right to see where your food comes from. And when the label says something like pasture raised, when you show up, what you have in your mind should be something like what you're about to see, as opposed to free range, where you picture what I do, but what you really have is Tyson chickens that have the opportunity to walk outside 15 minutes a day, twice a day, and none of them go out because it's scary out there and it's a little door at the end of the barn and there's no real grass. These guys, we believe in pasture-based systems and symbiotic relationships. So everything we do is going to be outside. So our egg layers, our meat chickens, our pork, even where the pigs have their babies called farrowing, that all happens outside with ample room so that they're never in this scorched earth looking place. And you should be proud to use your canines as they were intended. And the only way to really do that is to go see it, grow it, or shake the hand that feeds you. So we decided to be the hand to shake and grow it ourselves.
Absolutely. What made you get into this? It sounds like you've been doing it forever.
9/11 actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so my sister was at NYU and I was at Pace University and my dad was working in the city. And when 9/11 happened, he kind of freaked out and said, I just kind of want to get out of this rat race. Life's too short. And my sister's windows got blown out, which really made me angry. So I dropped out of college and joined the military. And when we all came back together, we had this beautiful spot of land. Decided to do something with it and went from a hobby to a business very quickly. So
it's a family business?
It's a family business. One of the coolest parts about us with the AWA, the Animal Welfare Approved label, is not only is our farm AWA, but the restaurant that we opened with my brother-in-law and sister is also Animal Welfare Approved. So every single animal protein served at that restaurant is AWA. It is the only Animal Welfare Approved restaurant in the entire world. And it's right in Hudson, New York, right on the main street.
Wait, so tell me everything about this restaurant. What's it
It's
called?
so
Where can
cool.
I listeners find it?
Yeah, it's called Grayson Diner. It's basically an organic burger joint. If something's not in season, you can't have it. So in the winter, you don't get a tomato on your burger. We're sorry. Everything comes protein-wise comes from my farm or another Animal Welfare Approved farm that's 15 miles away, but we're, I think, 5.6 miles from the restaurant. It's the shortest travel possible to have a cooked meal at a real restaurant, and it's a closed loop. So it's really kind of neat. I mean, talk about farm to table direct.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and my brother-in-law Chip, he runs the kitchen. He's a pretty talented chef, and we do fun burgers every week. And there's also good vegetarian options there too, because we know that that's important. We like to cater to everyone. Well, there you go. So we have what actually Bill Clinton called the best vegetable burger he's ever had. Yeah, they come in every now and then. Their daughter Chelsea, the beef served at her wedding was ours, and it's all because we're animal welfare approved. And it's not just the label, but it's what that label means, because it is so strict. But it's totally doable. We were actually really proud. We had to change nothing when we got our first approval from AWA.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
And where exactly is your restaurant?
It's I think it's 717 Warren Street, but it's at the top of Warren Street in Hudson, New York, right across from the park.
Okay.
You can't miss it. It's this really cool Art Deco stainless steel diner that was like that classic greasy spoon.
Yeah.
That when we bought it, we renovated it a little bit inside, but kept the cool stainless outside and turned it into an organic joint. It's pretty cool.
That's amazing. And so just for our listeners, where can we find you on the internet?
www.grazenburger.com.
Okay.
Or
and spell that out?
Grazen, Grazin, burger, burger.com. The farm is Grazen Angus Acres. That is Grazen Burger, and we're going to be opening an organic distillery, Grazen Angus Distillery as well. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're very passionate about organic and clean food.
So my last question for you is, I am a young, professional in New York City, as you can imagine.
Yes.
What would be your advice to someone who's living this busy New York City life and kind of wants to break away and create a business, or do what basically you did?
To do what we did?
Yeah. I think few people take this transition.
Yeah, no, quite a few people do. We've helped a lot of young farmers start. The number one barrier to entry, of course, is capital. What the best thing to do would be to maybe do some slow money, get your funding, or see if you can partner with someone who already has a farm. I hear it countless of times where we are in Columbia County, New York, that, we're just not sure that the customer base would be there. And we're like, they're there. Do it. Switch over. Because those farms that are always running but doing it conventionally, they have the land, they have the machinery. All they have to do is change over. And there's like a year gap before you can really even call yourself clean, and then there's a 3-year wait before you can do certified organic stuff. But people, in my experience, aren't so concerned with the label organic as long as they get to talk to you and understand what you're doing. So the number one thing, if you're gonna start doing this, is make sure you know how you're gonna sell it. Flipping up a web page, probably not gonna do it for you. You need to be here talking to your customers and help them understand why you're different, better, and special. And we really feel like we are.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for chatting with me.
That's one quick question. You got this stuff on ice. Do you send this? Can we order it?
Absolutely. You can go right to the website. If you go to grazenburger.com, you can click on the farm, and we will ship whatever you want right to you, except for eggs, because they don't travel well.
Ship it in styrofoam or something?
Yeah, I have insulated containers that we have really good success with shipping anywhere. I think the furthest I've shipped is Florida, but it's usually Boston, Connecticut, and NYC. We'll come right to your door in one day.
Right. Yeah, they ship the fish down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so
awesome.
much.
Thank you for chatting with us, and
Enjoy
good
the
luck.
market.
Yeah.
Thanks.
To find out more about the Union Square Green Market, or to find a Green Market near you if you live in New York City, go to grownyc.org. That's grownyc.org, grownyc.org, and find us on Pinterest at www.pinterest.com UnCommonCore Pod, or Instagram at www.instagram.com/UnCommonCore Podcast, Twitter UnCommonCore at UCC Podcast, Tumblr UnCommonCore Podcast. Merchandise such as bags, shirts, dresses, and towels featuring Q the Pug can be found at hugthepug.com. That's hugthepug.com. All these links can also be found at uccpodcast.com. Hit the subscribe button in iTunes, rate us, and tell a friend. Next time, Reefapalooza, where I talk to famous author, owner of 2 Little Fishes, and all-around reef expert Julian Sprung, among others, in the reef world.